Yeah.
The reason why this podcast sucks and we have no fans is because Rick and damn Duper talk way too goddamn much.
Why are you so loud?
Can I finish?
Josh.
Yeah, you can finish. You can finish.
Woo! It only took us
Dude,
15 minutes to get live, but here we are. Josh, say hi.
Hello.
Yay!
I think when people listen to us, their eardrums get blown out every week by Greg.
It's fine. They mute us anyway. It's fine.
They mute us? Why would they even listen to us?
Just absolutely destroyed.
YouTube.
Man. Welcome to Take Warning. The whole gang is back.
And that is a cause for celebration. Josh, do the whirly bird.
The who?
The whirly bird.
Just North Carolina, that
Take your fucking
right
shirt off and wave it above your head.
Like a helicopter.
We're gonna lose all three of our fucking listeners if I do that.
I don't care.
Yeah, Josh, you look dark and glorious, and I love it.
Oh man, we're already getting some hot comments. We've only been on for what, a minute? Googled what's next for John Gruden. Ended up here. Good evening, misogynistic, racist, homophobic, computer illiterate, gentle people.
Oh,
But at least John Gruden knew how to use a computer.
Oh,
See
how I
email.
missed Albert.
Oh,
Wow, there's some heat. Packing it right there.
Yeah,
Number one fan right there.
That's from Albert Hernandez on Google. On the
Hernandez?
I think he's just upset because he can't get on either one of our shows. 'Cause we don't like him.
We do like him, though. We love him.
Josh lives in a perpetual state of darkness. Like, no matter where he films at, it's always dark. Like, you go to Disneyland with Josh, and it's just going to be a cloud following him around everywhere he goes.
He's this show's Eeyore.
It's permanent Groundhog Day and shit. For Josh. It's Josh Hog Day.
I love it.
John, too. How you been, buddy?
Hey, I took last week off, dude. Go Dodgers. I'm happy, dude.
Ooh, they're hurting right now.
Yeah, that's why I said go Dodgers. I'm trying to root for them a little bit in my heart. It's painful, but we'll get to that on Twats, as Josh just said.
Oh, someone who you guys talk a lot of shit about has something to say to you guys right now.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Who's that?
What are you talking about?
What do you mean?
I have no idea. That's somebody else posting that shit in my name.
Is that Albert Hernandez?
Posting it under your name?
Yeah, I have nothing but love for the podcast.
Oh.
He's saying he got hacked, huh?
I started spreading the word. What are you talking about?
All right, buddy.
I like how we hunted him
you know
down.
what? It's been good fun. I do talk a lot of shit, but I do it because, you know what? When I hang out with you guys, well, not all of you, because not all of you are in the same town at the same time, I get fucking roasted.
Well,
I gotta take my shots wherever I can.
You're not dark enough for your heritage.
I'll give you a shot.
That is true.
We can't help
That
it.
is
You're
true.
a cat.
All right, buddy. I wanted to call you, and I wanted to put you on the podcast and tell you that we all love you.
I love you.
Colin.
You've
Later,
made it
buddy.
on, Albert Hernandez. Good job.
Bye.
I like his first appearance. It sounds like a CB radio from a truck.
Yeah. Well, he was our first call-in.
Well, I mean, you can only really catch him during these hours outside Home Depot waiting. So,
Terrible joke, dude. Like, I
Wait.
cannot condone something.
Are you saying he's not responsible enough to be there at 6 a.m. waiting like the rest of them?
no, he's there. It's just he's still waiting.
No. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
it's a long day. Good for him.
I don't appreciate your jokes like that.
I know. Well, welcome back. Rick's on the show.
Dude, I filled in for you so good last week.
You did fantastically. I was so proud. You had a dick joke within 5 minutes. That was outstanding. Like,
Rick, I'm going to say that I got a lot of feedback on last week's show, just to let you know, and everybody kept complimenting me on how great of a sound engineer I am,
you
and
did
how
fantastic.
they want me to run Zen all the time, and by everybody I mean nobody sent me that feedback. So
Not even your wife.
no, she didn't even listen. She's like, "What do you guys talk about?" I'm like, nothing.
all right, Greg. I want to give you
Yeah.
20 seconds right now. Tell me your woes.
I don't have the volume.
I got it.
up.
I was gonna save this for FTMF, but like I'm gonna just do it now. So I was driving down the road the other day, busy fucking street. It's 6 lanes, right? 3 lanes each way. Busy road. It's nonstop traffic, just going up and down this road.
Yeah.
This dude, he's got to be 80 years old. He's no bullshit. This was today. I'm not even making this shit up.
Okay.
He was walking with a walker, and he decides to jaywalk in this street. like he's just like one little step out, you know, and he's got the little balls on the end of his walker, and one more step. No, he couldn't just go 20 more feet to the right where there was a legal crosswalk. No, he chose to jaywalk right here. He said, "You know what? Fuck it, man. I only got a couple days."
only in Reno.
Dude.
Question: Did he have his mask on?
Ooh, there you go.
No mask.
Damn,
okay.
we've talked about that.
Dude, maybe we should have like a jaywalking story like each week on the pod of something that we see around wonderful.
Well, I'll
Reno,
tell you
Vegas.
this. That was a busy street, right?
Yeah.
And you said he was like really, really old in Walker.
I'm not even making this shit up. I wanted to take a picture, but it was unsafe for me to take a picture while I was driving because this road was that busy. This dude is jaywalking across that road.
So what if?
Yeah.
What if that's like the plan? He's like, you know what? One of these days, I'm just gonna step out and that'll handle it for me. Like, what if he's sitting on some insurance money or something? And he's like, dude, the only way I can get it is if I get hit by a car. Like he's gotta, you know.
That's like the clause in his contract. Yeah. That's what
so just every day he goes out there and he causes accidents because everybody's trying to avoid hitting him, and he's just like, son of a bitch. Somebody just plow into me with your Buick?
Do you know if that guy was vaccinated?
That's what I was gonna ask. Damn it, leave.
Well, I'm sorry. Sheila beat you to it, and I wanted to ask her comment.
Talking. He said it was unsafe because he's not vaccinated.
If he's out there doing something that stupid, you know he's got to be unvaccinated, right?
Well, but remember last week we talked about how if you're unvaccinated, it's illegal.
Yeah,
that's true.
So I don't know. Him doing it just the way he did it, maybe he's vaccinated.
That's true. Yeah, he gets the free pass to do whatever you want.
Duper, the ending of your story was kind of shitty. I think you could have improved upon it. Like you could have said, "I hit the guy." And then when I got out of my car to check on him, and as he was dying, his last breath was, "At least I'm vaccinated."
It would have been the opposite. Like, get vaccinated, and then the ambulance came, and they're like, "Oh, another COVID case."
Hey,
So,
Lee,
yeah,
Lee, can you do me a favor?
I can do anything you want, sir.
I think you're ready for what I'm about to ask you to do.
I
Can you
am.
just put Josh on the big
Oh,
screen?
that was already queued up. There we go.
All right, because we haven't seen him in a while. Josh, tell us where you've been so long.
Hanging out with Betty White.
Again?
Betty White. That's a throwback. Damn, dude.
I know, man. You went back to episode 4.
She's like 107 now. I got to get it in.
Is she vaccinated?
I bet you got it in.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes girls just want to fuck.
Josh's best lines ever. Yeah, hell yeah.
I still haven't heard that episode.
Oh my god. Well, I'm going through all of our old shows to create like best of audio, so you'll hear it eventually.
That's got to be a soundbite. Like we gotta just.
That's probably going to be my only soundbite.
Can we just drop it in the intro?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just Josh's face, like right now.
I like this. Can we just keep it on Josh for the rest of the show?
Yeah.
I think we will.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
He loves the attention too. He feels so awkward right now.
Yeah, he does.
I know.
Yeah.
So
we
Josh-
If you dig on Joe Rogan, this is how you do it.
So now that we know
listening.
you've been hanging out with Betty White, do you have any fancy stories of her in hot tubs?
Ooh, fancy.
Not since the last time. She got a yeast infection last time.
Oh.
Wow.
Was that from
Wash your
the
dick.
Okay.
Was that from the hot tub or from you?
Wash the dick.
Could be A, could be B.
You'll never know without 23 and Lee. Ooh, shameless plug.
Dang.
Oh man, that's pretty funny because it's funny you bring her up. Just 4 days ago, apparently Betty White fans are demanding national security for Betty White ahead of her 100th birthday.
Are they really?
National treasure. Yeah, literally just 4 days ago this came out in the news.
Yeah, but I mean, who the fuck would do anything to Betty White? Like, come on.
Yeah, that's stupid as shit. Well, who thought anybody would do anything to Rick Moranis, man? And he got attacked.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
She's trending on Twitter right now. One tweet said, "I'm going to fall apart if we lose #Betty White. Please keep her safe."
That's very sweet.
I wish
very nice.
I wish instead of that Albert Fernandez guy that she would have called into the show. Been much, much better.
Yeah.
One day.
We'd actually listen.
God, he called in and gave you love too.
What?
That's just rude, man.
No, he
Yeah, but
called
this-
in the backtrack from his comments. That's
This is
different.
comparing Betty White to him. I mean, there's no comparison.
Oh yeah, he's much prettier.
We would kick any one of ourselves off the podcast if Betty White wanted
Holy
to be on.
fucking shit! Did you know that Betty White started acting in 1939?
Good for her. USO.
That is insane.
I don't know. It just sounded
How
good.
old was
Fun
she?
fact: she's almost 100.
Yeah, she'd be 100 in January 2022. So she was born in 1922. She started at 17. Is that good math, Josh? You're the Jew.
Depends on when her
There's
birthday
two
was.
Jews here, right?
Yeah, but we know your math.
I'm
Well,
not good at
there's
math. Is
three.
that what you're saying?
Rick doesn't know any subject, so
Jeez
but he's still
Louise.
Jew.
Why I ask you
He'll fucking talk shit about me, right? Uh-huh. All right.
Shalom.
All right. Next episode, math off.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. You've
I
played golf with
challenge
me.
you
know
to
what-
a math. Yeah, I know. Oh, that was a. I think I got a 4. So 1 over part. Rick, you shot 8
Random.
times.
double birdie? Is that a double birdie? Do they count that?
Yeah, but as long as you ring a bell, you're fine. Ding ding.
Dude, that was
ding,
One
badass.
time
Don't
I
you
got to ring
fucking
the
knock
bell.
that
It
shit.
was worth it. It was worth it.
Don't you dare knock that shit.
Oh wow. Well, thanks for bringing up Betty White. That was kind of fun.
Yeah, man.
I appreciated that.
Yeah.
Dupe, what do you got? You had a really good agenda last week. I did listen to the show. You guys did outstanding.
Dude,
Honestly,
we just
good
talked
talk.
random.
Yeah,
Here, so I got a random. It's not a random question. It's a loaded question. What the fuck am I kidding? Okay,
It's a trapping question.
so if you're on a bus, right, and then you see a woman being raped, would you interfere? Would you intervene?
Oh, I heard about this.
Would I intervene if somebody was on the bus getting raped?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I'd be the one going to jail.
Were you the rapist? Is that what you're saying?
No. So
Holy shit!
yeah, that sounded bad. That sounded real bad.
That sounded
So what I mean is, I'd probably be going to jail for manslaughter because if I saw that dude probably wouldn't make it off that bus.
What about woe manslaughter?
So
Well,
Greg,
manslaughter.
would you interfere?
Me?
Or
That's the
intervene?
perfect time to have the Shang-Chi fucking kung fu scene.
On the bus?
And then, yeah, but you're just battling the rapist and shit.
Okay. And so
Yes.
Greg lives in a fantasy land.
Yeah.
Josh, we know you want to do anything. We remember you growing up. Rick,
Damn.
no, I'm just kidding.
Not
What
even
would you do?
Wow.
What would you
Not
do?
even a question for you.
I honestly think that 100% every single person on this podcast, every host would want to stand up for something like that, and they
Josh,
jump
what
in the
would you
middle
do?
of that.
Would you get up and do something to help this lady?
Yeah, of course, you fuck.
Okay, so
Yeah, you fuck.
Yeah, you fuck.
Be like, hey Rick, look at that guy over there.
last week, yeah, right, Rick, you should do something. Rick's like, Rachel's not here to tell me to do it, so I'm not doing shit.
And I'd be like, God damn, Rachel's actually not here. I don't have any muscle. Like, what am I gonna do?
So,
a strong woman.
There's actually a woman in Philadelphia that was raped on a subway train. They said that there's over a dozen people that were on the train. All he did was film the interaction. This
Fucking horrible.
homeless guy, he comes down, he sits down next to this lady, he starts kind of fondling her a bit. She pushes away. He comes back and actually rapes her for 8 minutes. 8 minutes she is raped in front of these other people, and nobody got up and nobody helped. Not a single person.
I was gonna make a joke about how long lasting it is, and then I
Yeah,
decided
me
it's
too.
inappropriate at the last minute.
No,
But
no,
fuck
he-
that guy.
Well, he
And
was a
fuck
homeless guy.
Philadelphia.
No,
Fuck you,
those 12
Philadelphia.
people that were on the fucking car. Like, what the fuck were you doing? Dude,
Yeah.
oh, I gotta get this on YouTube. Like, fuck you and your clicks, dude. Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it.
So I'm gonna
So-
play devil's advocate here. So today's society, it's almost discouraged to do these kind of things, to be a hero, right? So if you step up and you attack this guy, you're gonna be seen as everybody on this show right now is white. So if you attack this guy, he's a homeless black guy.
I like
And
how
if
you
that's-
say that like it's not gonna be that way in the future.
But
Currently, you're all white, but next week, you never know.
But do you think people are just afraid of things being taken out of context and then that
I
part
think-
getting put on?
I think
on
most people are
the radio?
probably
or they're afraid of getting in a fight and getting arrested when the police show up
no.
because now you're the assailant.
I think they're too busy messing with these, and they're probably doing.
They're thinking, "Oh my god, I'm going to get followers for this. Oh my god, someone's going to get some views." They're going for that serotonin as opposed to doing the right thing.
I can see that.
Is that what it is? Serotonin that gets released in your when you get the likes. Isn't that what the whole?
Okay.
Yeah.
Dopamine.
Whatever. Dopamine.
Like chasing.
There it is. Serotonin makes you sleep.
Because something like that is similar to all the different things that have happened. You know, the old people or the elderly people. Excuse me, don't want to get banned for that shit. And,
Rick's already got us banned twice today.
And
Rick,
you know, it's like the group of teenagers is beating them up or something like that, robbing them and all that stuff. And the first thing like people do is pull out their phones and videotape it. Mm-hmm. You know, it's the same type of scenario, and it's really unfortunate. That's the way everyone thinks nowadays.
But is it? I mean, because like that's become our defense mechanism. Think back to George Floyd. That's the same thing that happened, right? Nobody went over and pushed that cop off, right? Because
nobody was going to, because everyone was going to get arrested. That's a different scenario.
And I get that there's an authority difference there, most definitely. But that's just kind of like our default now is just to pull out the phone, and that we feel like that's our protection.
Did
that's
anybody call 911 or anything?
So
they probably just filmed.
A train employee called 911.
So the 12 people did absolutely nothing.
They recorded.
But fucking, we're just horrible pieces of shit.
But see, that's not surprising in today's world, at all. With the shit that all these, because you know, when you think about it, right, all these people that did that shit had to have been what, 28 or below at this point. Yeah. Because it seems like that's all they do.
But who's 28 or below?
The people that are hanging out on the bus recording and shit. And then you might have some people that are mixed in between who just want nothing to do with it and ignore it completely, which
for their own reasons.
Which is crazy because it's like, you know, if you were the one in that scenario, you would probably be screaming for help and hope that somebody on that bus would help you.
So let me pose you this question, Lee. I mean, are there situations where you wouldn't do something? What if you're there with your youngest child? Would you get involved in this fight?
Absolutely.
I mean, you would. So you would leave your child to go protect this woman.
Child.
No. In this situation, he just has one, right?
So
you have a 2 to 3 year old child with you, and then you're gonna go be a hero. But then you're leaving your child vulnerable, right?
No, my child's. You know what I mean? Like nothing's gonna happen to him. What's gonna happen is he's gonna see his daddy get in trouble because he just beat the shit out of somebody.
Yeah, and to be fair, you are on a subway in this situation, so your child really.
Oh, that's right. It was a subway. Sorry, I said bus earlier.
Well, because I posed the bus question.
Yeah, no one's going in there with your child in that scenario. But, you know, the 2 or 3 year old, they're going to see daddy do some things that they probably shouldn't see daddy do.
So
in Philip,
but that's just me, and I'm you know, like Rick said earlier, it's all you guys on here with me. I know we would all do something.
So how did this end? Like, did anybody stop him, Duper, or did he finish and went on his merry way?
I know he was arrested, and I believe that the cops intercepted him. But the bigger story, I guess I didn't care enough to hear about how it necessarily ended. I know he was apprehended. The police have him in custody. And I know that the police are the ones that interjected, not any of the bystanders.
Can I just throw something out there to any of those that do listen to us, the dozens and dozens?
Dozens!
There's actually something, and if you're not familiar with it, but there is a Good Samaritan law in most states. In California, you cannot be held liable. There's no duty to rescue or assist another person that's in danger or needs help. But at the same time, so you can't be held liable for watching like that and just standing by. But at the same time, that law protects you if you do intervene. So there wouldn't be an assault charge against you for stopping a violent crime. That's what that is. So there was a victim here, there was somebody in danger. If you went to stop that crime, Good Samaritan law in your state should protect you from any repercussions. Go fuck that guy up. Get him out of here.
The road is a little bit different, though. Go back to the Micaiah Bryant shooting. Remember that one? That was the girl that was trying to stab that other girl, and that cop shot her.
Yeah.
And then immediately after it, the internet backlash against him was terrible. They were calling him a racist. They were calling him for his job. They were calling him for attacks on his family.
That's different, though.
If all you saw from that video clip for the next day was you beating up that homeless guy, you could be portrayed as the negative human being in that situation.
I see where
right?
you're going with that. Yeah, absolutely.
Because if they edited it out, right, and even if they didn't intentionally do that to harm you, and they just edited out the rape part because it was graphic, and then they just show you beating up this guy, a homeless guy, I mean that can really look bad on you. And then if that's just released without the proper ramifications, you could really get your whole life canceled, right?
So Duper, you're our Instagram guy. So what is the proper Instagram background that we should be using when we save people on a subway car?
What is the Instagram background?
Yeah, like the graphics. What should
Yeah.
we be using?
Have you guys ever
Is there
saw
a
a movie
filter?
called? No, there's a movie called Kung Fury. It's so you got to go for like an 80s arcade look.
Okay.
You got
Okay.
to have like the jumping and the VHS, the track. Remember how it used to jump? You got to
Yes.
have that kind of shit because it makes
Now,
it really.
should
really
you have the makeup filter on?
No,
makes you look
that's a
pretty?
terrible idea, and definitely
Okay.
not the unicorn one.
Okay.
Because then it seems like you're trying to kill him.
What about the space alien?
Space aliens, okay.
Okay,
Okay.
Yeah.
that makes
Yeah.
sense. That fits.
Yeah.
Well,
But the-
Duper, way to come at it with some serious stuff right out the bat, huh, buddy?
I mean, that's a
It's a good topic, though. It's something that should be said in today's society, especially with all
Hey,
these
I got a
fucktards
question.
that don't do anything, dude. It's getting ridiculous. It's
So
it's
you
like
live in Las Vegas, right?
hey, you hold on. It's like
I got a
remember the
Hold on.
remember the fucking where was it? It was like at a jewelry store or something like that, and the elderly person was getting the shit kicked out of him, and the security guard ran up and videotaped it and didn't do anything, and just like
Yeah,
kind of
right.
closed the door on the fight and was like, I'm just gonna stand back here. That's
But
the
that's their
mentality of
job.
all these people nowadays.
But that's their job. Security's not paid to interact, right?
No.
So I've talked
I'm
to
not-
many security officers. Their job is just to report it to the police. Like, if you go into any clothing store, and I'm not advocating for this for anybody out there, but if you steal $700 worth of clothing, they can't even stop you. You can just walk right out the door.
Depending on the county.
On most counties here
It's
in Vegas, that's
most
true.
most places.
Yeah, in like
Here
San
in Vegas.
Francisco, I know it's true because they were talking about how Rite Aids are closing
Well,
down everywhere because
Yeah,
of it.
Walgreens. Yeah,
You know,
But-
I guess the
or
reason I
Walgreens,
bring up
sorry.
that scenario, right, is because not only were all the phones out and they're watching this elderly person get beat down, right, but then you have someone who, security guard, cop, doesn't matter at that point, right? People are looking to you because you're wearing some kind of uniform, right, to do something.
right, they are.
So even that dude's like, I'm just gonna close the door and just back up, and you guys do your thing. He didn't even call 911. He didn't do shit.
Yeah, bare minimum, call 911.
Isn't that terrible? Like, you would live stream it before you called the police.
Yeah.
Does that speak to how little people trust the police today? That they
No,
think
that just
that-
shit.
or
Yeah, and it has
or does
everything
that
to do
speak
with the social engineering of our entire country over a period of 15 years. That's what it looks like to me.
So you think it's the addiction to the internet and,
Yeah.
and the streaming,
Yeah.
right? Like, your first reaction is to capture everything in your life through the phone on some kind of social
Well,
media.
it's not even the recording thing. There may just be people who have their fucking AirPods in, just looking at their phone, not fucking paying the fuck attention.
That's true. That's true.
That is true, but there were people Facebook living this thing, so those people were not doing that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So,
then-
Rick, you had a question?
Yeah, Rick, I
Yeah,
cut you
dude.
off.
Oh no, it's all good, man. It's all good because good points. Vegas, got a question. What the fuck is going on with your rent? Like, I keep seeing all these stories about how homeowners, they're renters, they're giving them 60-day notices and they're raising their rent like $1,000 to $1,500 a month due to the crisis. And there's no law to like restrict that. Like in California, you're only allowed legally every year to raise it 5%, and you have to give a 60-day notice. So it was just crazy to me to think like, wait, Nevada doesn't have that same law or something similar to protect a renter? Like, what the fuck is that, dude?
Well, both states are showing a extreme problem. Your state is too far on the side of the renter, and
Yes.
this state is obviously too far on the side of the owner, right?
Yeah.
Because you can. They're also having people do applications, $150 a pop, non-refundable, just for the
Holy
application,
shit.
just to put your name in the hat, and that doesn't even guarantee you a location. So, yeah, it's terrible
Well,
what's going on.
It's also a byproduct of all the people who didn't pay their rent for the past 18 months.
Right. Yep.
I mean,
Yeah,
they
that's
got to
correct.
recoup their money too. But on the flip side of it, there are good people who have been paying their rent for this past year and a half, and they're still getting fucked because their landlords want to raise the price of the rent, because of the housing costs. So, and it's not just here, man. I know it's happening in Arizona too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man. Like my mom lives in Phoenix or outside of Phoenix, and she rents a house, and they're like upping her rent by like $1,000 by like March or some
That's
shit
insane.
like that.
That's
So
That is
insane.
insane.
it's crazy, man. Yeah.
That's
But I
just
mean, that's
insane.
also because so many Californians are moving out here. So much money is being flooded into our markets because people don't want to deal with California anymore. And what's happening is that we're just becoming California, baby Californias, right?
What's crazy to me is if so many people are leaving, how come we're still in such a housing shortage out here? Like, why are we still having an issue with housing? We should have we should have a surplus, right? We should be saturated out here, and our market is
because
tight.
you actually saw population.
Yeah, in the
shrinkage
last
for the first
census,
time ever, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. Don't care.
Well,
It's
you have
weird,
to
man.
remember
You
too
do,
that
California.
So you have to remember too that the housing market itself has fallen into a decline to where the homes aren't being built at the rate they used to or they're supposed to. So people portray like this mass exodus out of California, but it's really not a mass exodus, right? You have people leaving, sure, but at the same time, you have people coming in. You know, and then you have all
But
these
not at the
homeowners.
same rate that they're leaving.
Not at the same rate, sure, but see, the thing is when you have a limited number of homes, regardless, even if the people leaving far exceed the number of people coming in, there still isn't enough homes for everybody.
Josh's room constantly changing.
He's watching TV and
Josh,
ignoring us.
what's happening in there, Josh?
Yeah.
Can you give us an update on what's going on with you?
Am I still on the show?
Yeah,
Yeah, but
you just haven't chimed in.
Josh.
Oh, I tried to chime in, but of course the Rick and Duper show took over. So.
Oh,
Here we go.
Has the wife raised the rent over there yet?
25 minutes. I'm marking it.
Josh, I asked you a question. I'm asking you to participate, buddy.
What was your question?
Has the wife increased your rent yet?
She increases it every month.
Does she? That's tough, man. How much
That's
is
how
it
much she
increased?
hates me.
She, so it comes with a hate letter, the letter of increase.
Every first of the month.
Welcome to your honey-do list. You do this shit or you owe me $1,500.
That's why it's always so dark where he's at. It's just like a perpetual state of sadness.
I can afford
I can't
one
afford the
lamp.
lighting. I can't afford the electric bill.
That's why he keeps flickering in his room, is because there's no electricity. It's actually all just being run off a generator.
I'm about to
Fuck
have
that,
a
gas
fucking,
is too expensive to run off the generator.
No, you're running off a generator that you have plugged into your neighbor's house.
Did you guys?
Yeah.
So you guys were talking about the California laws last week. Did you guys talk about the small engine ban that's coming?
Small engine man.
They banned all small engine
The
machinery.
lawnmowers and shit. Yeah.
Not just the lawnmowers, but they actually banned generators, which to me is a bigger story. But they're keeping that real low key because there are a lot of people in unincorporated areas, such as the mountains or even out here, where a generator.
You guys have rolling blackouts in California.
Exactly. And now, what do you do when you can't use your generator? You can't purchase one if they've banned them.
Yeah, for like medical reasons.
Exactly.
Like
I guess
oxygen
you're gonna-
tanks or.
You're gonna have to drive the Pahrump out here to buy your fireworks and your generators.
Shit's getting
They're
wild.
gonna have the stand right next to it. Hey, man, you need a lawnmower? I got a single carb motor in here, buddy, 2-stroke.
and it's funny because this was part of a climate proposal, I'm guessing, or no?
I don't even know where this came out of the blue. He started passing some laws last week, which a really cool law came out. We were talking about this weekend, Josh and I. 365-day fishing pass. It's like the coolest thing because you buy that fucking fishing license every year, and you might buy it in June, and you only get to use it for 6 months. It expires on December 31st, no matter what. Now, fucking $67 or some shit.
Damn, I remember when they were like $6.
Yeah, not anymore. They're fucking expensive. So now you actually get to use a full year of it, and it's electronic. No more of that paper receipt bullshit. So that was one cool law.
That's how you screw you over long term. Like you're claiming that that's such a cool law, but I remember in 1999, Greg and I, we probably got like fishing passes for $6.
It's true,
dude. Like they hike up the prices, and then they kind of give you a little bit back by extending your time. That's not
but in all honesty, I'm good. I don't need a fishing pass. You know, you guys can. You guys could keep that one. I'm good. I'll stay on shore. I'm good.
We were gonna plan the Josh. Tell them about the 2022 Take Warning Booze Cruise we were planning with all the hosts.
Greg's co-captain, right?
Yeah.
Oh, am I?
A booze cruise?
A booze
cruise?
Okay.
Yeah, it's a single day cruise. We're gonna get hammered and fish.
Yeah,
chartering a boat.
that sounds awesome.
I'll be the drunk guy. I'll be the drunk guy on the dock. Ah!
Yeah, Greg's not coming.
I'll be good. I'll be.
We need Greg. We need Greg to chum the water for us. So.
Oh yeah.
That is true. You guys did catch a lot of fish that day.
Get me a Marlin.
That was a bad day.
Yeah,
Fishing
Greg
trip.
doesn't belong in
Greg on a
Marlin.
fishing trip would be epic. Speaking of things
Well,
that are
either way,
epic,
it's-
can we talk
yeah,
about
go ahead.
something?
That's what we're here for.
Can we talk about something? Can we talk
I can't wait.
about?
I'm good at talking.
Okay, I sent you guys the thing for the Balloon World Cup. Did you see that? Did you open it?
No. No.
None of you saw it or read it or
I
opened
did.
it.
I
Oh
did.
my god! So have you seen like the videos of like the kids jumping around the living rooms and smacking balloons, and the person who
No.
lets the balloon touch the floor loses?
Nope.
I mean, that's just a
Did not
kid's
know
game.
that this
Everybody
was a
does that.
thing. And it's
Josh,
actually
I need you to be more
ESPN
enthusiastic with your
article.
lighting.
With my what?
Your lighting. Turn it red when you're going to shut me down. so
I'm about
quickly.
to have an epileptic seizure because of fucking Josh's mood lighting over there.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's like a party. Ja. Well,
So there was officially a Balloon World Cup
Oh.
with actual rules, actual referees, and everything. And it's got a bunch of videos and everything. Apparently, they're going viral. I don't know how viral, since no one on here has seen them. Apparently,
how many couches do they have to buy?
none. It's actually on. I wish I could show the video right now.
I already
So-
hate this sport. I already hate this sport.
So
Yeah,
they're on Twitter.
Taking something like the Balloon World Cup, and in the pictures I see they have helmets on.
Dude,
Why
what?
are you wearing
Okay.
helmets for
They're-
the Balloon World Cup?
So they're on Twitter under Balloon World Cup. Go look them up, okay?
I don't have
And
Twitter.
Okay.
they have their videos posted there. And yeah, they do have helmets on and stuff. But you should see the stuff that there's a like VW or a Tesla in this picture, and they're diving over the car.
Not in a living
And
room.
there's tables and couches, and there's like a video game system and all sorts of nonsense. And these guys are running around like lunatics, and it's actual countries competing against each other.
I don't understand why they had to build a stage and put all these absurd things. Like when they couldn't, why couldn't they just go to everybody's mom's house? Like they just show up to Josh's mom's house with some balloons and said, "All right, we're just
Well,
gonna parkour everywhere
'cause
with
it's
these
more-
fucking balloons."
Parkour!
It's more fun this way. It's way more fun this way.
No,
Josh,
you
is
know
your
what
mom
would
okay
make
with
it?
that? Josh, can we go to your mom's house and just do this?
Yeah, dude, let's do it.
For real? Oh shit, dude! This might be worth getting vaccinated so I can leave the state.
You can't leave your state.
This looks like it's in Peru.
So the reason I bring this up is because
I'm gonna-
I decided that I want us to host our own Balloon World Cup.
Oh damn! I ruined that for you.
Yeah, you did. I want to get.
And I already went to
I want to
Josh's
get
mom's
like. I want to get all like a bunch of different podcasts together, right? And we have the podcast Balloon World Cup or the,
So
the
can,
house.
balloon
Taking one, or can we get,
podcast Balloon Cup or something like that, and we
You
all
know
compete
what?
against each other.
what
were you
would
saying?
make this better is if we had paintball guns and we were shooting each other to see who can keep their balloons up while it just continues to get pelted by paintball guns.
We could have levels of difficulty, right? So
Yeah.
like if the game is going on too long, we can start shooting people with paintball guns. That sounds like a good idea.
You're like, ow, oh, ow, oh, ow,
So speaking of other podcasts, that Wolfpack is back.
We
they?
can go,
Oh,
Squid Game in this game.
They are the first opponent.
Yeah,
puppies are
they're
back?
back. So we got to get them back. The pound dog.
absolutely.
Oh, who let the dogs out?
Woof, 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 woof.
I don't know if they've actually released anything. I just got a text. Hey man, we're back. We're doing it. Like, oh, cool.
Can you ask them
Outstanding.
if they got a can you ask them if they got a microphone for sale?
Oh yeah, that's a good.
I'm not gonna
question,
lie.
actually.
When they broke up the band over the summer after we destroyed them, and I felt really bad that they actually quit the pod. We went a little too hard. I will admit that. I tried to buy all of their equipment.
It was a corporate takeover.
Literally said, "How much do you want for all your equipment? You've quit, and we did this to you. Let me buy this stuff."
We
off
did
you
this
as
to you?
consolation."
Whoa. Duper.
Rick was just trying to do it as a tax write-off. That's all it was.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, I'm
They
glad
probably
they're
offer like $10.
I'm glad they're back at it. Let them make sure they tell us when their first episode drops for this new.
I want to know. Yeah,
Come back.
We're looking for it.
We'll give them a shout out, man. And then if they ever want to bring back up the friendly
Taking warning.
competition, I'm more than happy to do it.
Yeah.
More than happy.
Oh man.
I
Ooh,
got it.
yeah,
Albert Jalisco said after realizing Wolfpack is all Raiders fans, you're gonna lose Greg.
I like how Alberta is fucking talking shit about the Raiders, and they fucking won yesterday. Like they're 4-2, douchebags.
He's
Oh,
a
Squid
fucking,
Games.
you want to know why,
Uh-huh.
Greg? It's because he's a 49ers fan.
Ah, yeah.
What are they, like 2 and 4 right now or something?
I don't know. They're fucking gay, is what they are.
That's not a bad thing. That's okay, Greg.
What?
Why do you say that like it's a bad thing? Why do you guys want us to be canceled so
I
bad?
don't know. Hey, Chappelle can't get canceled for those jokes. Don't
We're
worry
not
about
Chappelle. We're not
Yeah,
Chappelle.
so-
Hey, by the way, I watched that special. Not bad.
No.
I still
Lee,
need to watch it. Yeah, buddy.
Lee, so going back to this balloon challenge, like, can we use water balloons? That's also a great fucking in
They,
white t-shirts.
They won't stay afloat, but if you
Dude,
have the right
put 12
women
in
playing
there
the
and
game,
then-
then yeah, absolutely.
It's kind of like a volleyball. You just gotta continue to push it up.
Whatever you do, don't get Josh's wife involved because she will take it too far.
Yep.
Wow.
Off the hose.
I don't know what that means, and I'm sure nobody listening knows what that
Right?
means.
Yeah.
They were at the party.
She'll grab buckets of water. She'll grab hoses. She doesn't
Yeah.
just play water balloons.
And she will walk into your master bedroom with the bucket of water,
yeah.
not giving
Oh.
a fuck what's there, and it
Yeah.
will go everywhere. Yes.
So
She doesn't play fair.
someone in the comments, I say someone like it's not Foofy, mentioned Squid Games.
Games.
You know,
Games,
you-
meaning more than one.
Let's do. Oh, you're only 2 episodes in.
I'm working on it. It's,
Okay.
it's good.
I'm only one trailer in.
Do you
Yeah.
do you like it so
Me
far?
too, dude.
I do.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm like as intrigued as the youths, but it's pretty
People
good.
are all over that shit.
I'm
like,
waiting.
yeah.
I'm waiting for the Asian appropriation coming in 5, 4.
They're South Korean. I have nothing but respect for South Korea.
Yeah, so like I have noticed though a trend with Korean shows, and a lot of the Korean shows that come out are of the similar style.
Yes.
I don't, have you seen that? Like all these shows that come out of Korea and stuff are all based on a game, and everyone,
That's what they're into, man. Hardcore.
spoilers ahead. Everyone dies and shit.
You said they're a part of a style. You know what style it is?
No, what style is it?
Gangnam Style.
Gundam style. Hey!
Also,
Sexy
dude,
lady. Oh,
I actually really appreciate that song.
You
Gundam style.
really hate this podcast.
No, I actually like that
No.
song. I think
Just
he was.
yeah.
trying to destroy
What was
it.
his name? What was his name?
Muay Thai.
No, I can't
Wu-Tang.
remember his name. He was great. Though.
Wu-Tang.
Great guy.
I don't know.
Better than BTS.
He got shunned out of the country though because he got popular in America.
yeah. Psy.
Yeah,
was
that's what it
Psy.
was. He Americanized
Psy.
his shit, and he got shunned out of that country. They were like, "You're
Is
too
that-
American for us. Get the fuck out of here."
What's crazy? What's
Kinda
crazy is South
kinda
Korea
like what we
is.
did kind of like what we did to David Hasselhoff.
Yes.
In
Sure.
Germany.
Got too German.
Yeah, got you.
Well, I got a little weird when he started putting that red armband on his jacket. So yeah, send him over there.
You fucking copied it, and you know it, dude. Look at Josh in those aviators right now. Josh has some aviators on, and he is looking fucking
got
fly.
Take it back. Can you take him back to a single screen there? Everybody needs a close up.
I mean, I can.
I feel like it's important that we see Josh.
Oh, look
Yeah,
at that.
Can you sing one line from ZZ Top? Any line? You know who he kind of looks like right now? And I don't know if he's gonna appreciate it, but Hyde from that '70s show.
He does. He
Older,
does look like
right?
Hyde.
Does he?
Wasn't that guy a rapist?
Yeah, he
Hey,
was a rapist. That's
whoa,
why I wasn't sure if you
whoa.
appreciate it.
Well, pre-rapist.
But not
Thanks, Greg.
Hyde wasn't. Hyde wasn't a rapist.
No, you're right. You're right.
Netflix
Yeah,
canceled him real quick. It's okay.
So
Nothing.
he's not going to be making an appearance on the '90s show. I take it then.
No.
I that was my favorite character, man. Hopefully they recast him.
Yeah, I heard he did something in Philadelphia on a subway train. I don't.
That's not how Scientology works.
Oh shit.
Oh man. Oh man.
Scientology keeps it deep and dark inside their
Sounds like a
church.
Friday night.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of deep and dark recesses, which I did not have this pulled up at all. Did you
You're
guys hear
welcome.
about this Loudon County thing?
What?
Loudon County.
Loudon County.
So is it
there's
my
a-
type of county where everyone's loud?
So there was a school board meeting, which we all love school boards, right? Right.
Absolutely.
So much fun. So the school board, they were getting upset with the parents coming out and talking, so they limited them to only 60 seconds, and you had to be a resident of that county. So one dad was there, and he went off, like he was going really upset, claiming that his daughter had been raped in the bathroom. And then they said that there's no evidence of that ever happening, of a transgender child going into the bathroom and raping a girl. They said it didn't exist. He gets arrested, pulled away. It becomes a viral video, saying that he was a violent dad. come to find out, like this kid did actually get like this. His daughter, 13 or 14 years old, was sodomized in the girls' bathroom by a boy wearing a skirt who said he was identifying, so you can go in the girls' bathroom, and she was actually attacked.
Hey, Duper.
And
why
then, but that's not the controversy part yet.
Oh, I can't wait.
The school covered everything up.
Why?
think I did hear about
What is
this.
with you in rape
I'm
jokes this
looking at
fucking
this
week?
right now. I know.
He's not
It's
making
like,
jokes.
on.
He's bringing up the stories. You're the one making
know.
jokes, you weirdo.
No, I'm not saying.
Yeah.
No, I didn't say
So it's-
jokes. Like, what is up? Is
Two.
this like Rape Week, Duper, or I mean, is it like Shark Week? But
It's like
Rape
Shark
Week?
Reef, but for rape.
Yeah,
No.
like what the fuck?
I don't know how we would advertise
the
that.
superintendent said that they weren't actually covering it up. They just complied with the obligations under Title IX
Yeah.
on how schools must investigate allegations of sexual harassment and assault.
So
So,
when-
that's how they got out of
Yes.
getting, terrible.
And the kid went to 2 schools and did it actually.
Yeah, it's two incidents.
2 incidents at 2 different schools where this kid got in trouble. What would you?
But you know, you
if
got to
you
have
were
the
that
gender
dad?
neutral bathrooms, guys.
Fuck that.
See, and I don't. The gender neutral bathrooms. I don't think that needs to be the topic of this.
Oh,
what
come
would
on.
you do? Well, I mean, we can if you want
He's
to.
baiting you, dude.
No,
But
just listen to my FTMF from last week. You know how I feel about it.
again, like if you were a dad, raising your voice at a school board meeting would be tame in this situation.
Well,
Oh yeah,
100%.
absolutely.
Like as a girl dad myself, I the only thing that would be holding me back from going in there and strangling that little shit is the fact that I wouldn't be able to see my daughter every day. That's the only thing.
couldn't you go with like a crime of passion for that though?
Not when it's days and
No.
weeks after.
No?
It has to
Oh.
be in the moment.
Oh, it was like
Yeah.
weeks after this happened.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. But
Damn.
terrible story, man. And then it's not really getting a lot of press. And,
No.
and as this story comes out, there's actually more stories coming out about school districts hiding sexual abuse within the schools. And
What the fuck?
I mean, yeah, it's almost like a Catholic school thing all over again, or Catholic church.
yeah.
But this one's just not getting the push that it deserves. It's so weird, man. I don't know.
Dude, that's not acceptable. You
not
you
at
have
all.
a daughter, Lee. You have 9. I mean, like I have a daughter. Like I'm not comfortable thinking that there might be school districts that are covering up sexual assaults.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's bad enough when you have to deal with the bullying and everything else that might be covered up, and we know that happens. But you're talking about sexual assault, like again, violent crime. Like
Sodomy.
fuck that.
Yeah.
So while we're on the topic of that stuff, and it's completely. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I cut you off?
So, well, you brought up the transgender thing in the bathrooms. Do you think that the trade-off is worth it? Because, I mean, at the same time, this is extremely rare, right? It's not happening in every school.
Is it rare though?
I mean,
Because
from
the
the
whole-
cases that we have, yes.
Well, from the cases we have, sure, but I mean, like when it comes to these gender neutral and transgender bathrooms and all that kind of stuff, it's like there's going to be a lot of people that take advantage of it, and I'm sure there already have been.
Well, we know one incident for sure.
Well,
Rick, what do you think?
So, I'm torn here, right? Because
Yeah.
I am all about equality, letting you be who you want to be.
Yeah.
But I try to look at it the flip side. The transgender community is very sensitive, and if something happens, if one of us, a straight hetero male or cis male or whatever they say, we do something that offends them, they push really hard to change those rules for equality. But what happens on the flip side when something really bad happens after we change those rules? How come we can't find a middle ground? Because it seems like a lot of places don't look at this, and say, okay, we tried it your way. It didn't necessarily work the best. We know you don't, we all want to try and find a way to have a middle ground here, but this shit ain't working out, especially for those parents that have kids
So-
going here that could potentially be assaulted.
I do have a question about that.
Yeah.
And this is directed directly at Rick.
Yeah.
How many transgenders have you spoken to know that they are sensitive enough to where we need to be putting these fucking things in place?
100% none. I am basing it strictly off the reaction that you see again on social
That's
media.
the problem, though.
In the fucking
When we
news.
base
It-
everything
every
off of
time you
social
do anything.
media and the fucking news, we don't have an actual opinion,
You're right.
and
You're right.
it sucks.
But that's also what's driving the decisions that are being made, like
And it
transgender
shouldn't.
bathrooms.
It shouldn't, though.
Right? So that's why that's exactly my point. My point is, you can get very, very sensitive to change something. And wholeheartedly, a lot of us bleeding hearts will be like, yeah, absolutely, man. We got to make everything equal and great. But then when it goes the wrong way, when it goes south, there has to be an equal reaction to balance that, to make it safer or make it right. And I don't see that. I don't see the reciprocation. And that maybe that's what I'm kind of getting at. It kind of bugs me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What do you think, Josh?
What were we talking about?
Should you be allowed to put
Lovely.
on a dress and then go in the girls' bathroom?
I don't think so.
Does it pose a risk to the women's safety?
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely does.
Now
It's
here's an
good.
actual.
Hold on.
Oh, I'm
God
sorry.
damn it, Lee, shut up.
And it wasn't just this story. There was the Wii Spa story a few months ago, and then
Yeah.
they tried to discredit that, make it seem like it was a red flag when it turns out that it was 100% true.
Mhm,
And that guy was also a repeat offender.
Would you feel that they were tiptoeing around that because of it being a sensitive subject for a certain group? You know,
Yes,
like
100%.
that's what I'm getting at. Like we have to be honest with each other. We want you to be equal and be who you are, but at the same time, we need to make sure that everybody's safe and everybody's okay, right? And we have to mitigate risk. So, is a family bathroom still an option? They have those in several places. I've seen them.
I love
maybe-
family bathrooms, but
Yeah.
so it pisses me off though when somebody's in my because so I go to the Golden Knights game a week or two ago, and I'm there with my daughter, and the family bathroom is there. So then you have a changing table, you have somewhere that you can go in and safely change a child's diaper, right? And this 60-year-old, well, I don't know if 50-year-old guy comes out after taking a 40-minute shit. Like I had to stand outside this door and then
That's
wait
right.
for this 40-year-old guy to take a shit because he doesn't feel comfortable going and using the community bathroom because apparently he's too sensitive. Like,
Yeah.
go use the big boy bathroom, you piece of shit. Don't come using my
Are
family
you
bathroom.
saying big boy because he's fat?
Yes.
Yeah, he was fat.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Was it Rick?
It wasn't, yeah, it was Rick, motherfucker, and that's the worst part about it. He knew my daughter had a wet diaper. We're walking to
Oh my
the family bathroom together. We're
I
holding
ran in.
hands, and then he pushes me and my daughter to the side, and
No
then
mask
he
on.
rushes in. He rushes in the bathroom.
Okay, so actual question for you guys. So you know the governments are all for like the movements and everything that's going on, and that's fine, right?
Which movement?
Like the transgender movements and all this stuff. Okay, and that's great. You know, they do they need a voice? Sure, I'm sure they do, because you know, like most people, myself, I'm in the dark about half the shit that's going on there.
Not
Well,
as
we
much
have
to
a-
the dark like Josh is.
I'm just saying, I
We have
don't.
a First Amendment in this country.
I'm just saying, I don't personally know any transgenders. You know what I mean? So I can't accurately
I do.
depict any of the issues
few of
they
them.
have.
Yeah, I
So,
do.
if the government's all about it, right, and they really want these people to get along with society and everything, really all they would have to do is just, you know, let's say it's a male to female or female to male or whatever the case may be, they can go and have their ID changed, right? Because if the government's all for it, they should be able to change their gender on their ID, just like you
But
can
so
on a
you're
birth
missing-
certificate
you're
almost at
missing
this
a
point.
huge aspect of this whole thing. And one day we're gonna have Elena, I think her name was, on the
Alyssa.
show, Alyssa, because she would be very enlightening to you. Because there's a lot of people that don't want to have the sex anymore, and they become
Right.
pansexual, they become non-binary.
Okay, but
there's,
see,
there's thousands of different terms now, and now it's become so like transsexuals and transgender people, they're like less than 1% of the population, and now if you take that part of the population and you grant these a third option on an ID or whatever, well, now these subcultures of that population will also start demanding that they have that same right, and they're going to have a valid argument for that, right?
well, how would
So
they have a
how
valid
far do you
argument
go
though? I
with
mean,
that?
like when we're talking about like a transgender, right, and we're talking about a full-on post-op transgender. Okay, so you got a male to female.
Yes.
Okay, they're a male living in, or they're a female living in a male's body, whatever the
Yes.
case may be. Okay, cool. You did the operation. You are living your life.
Yeah.
You go and you get on your ID that you are now a female, right?
Mm-hmm.
And whatever. Cool. Use the female's restroom, all that stuff. You know, I don't think they should allow that kind of stuff if they still have, you know, a penis attached.
So you're saying there are consequences if they make the choice not to have
No,
the
no, no.
operation?
So what I'm saying is, until you are fully post-op, you should still be going to the bathroom or doing whatever it is because it might be uncomfortable for you, sure, but it's uncomfortable for everyone else too. Just because, like, when you go into a woman's restroom and you're standing up and you're peeing and your penis is hanging there, everyone freaks the fuck out.
It's kind of crazy how this parallels the vaccine.
You know, and then it sucks because it's like, because it's like when you walk into the men's restroom and you're standing there peeing, but you have a set of tits, they're gonna be kind of weirded out too. Like
they're not gonna be weirded out. They're gonna be pretty excited.
You think so?
Well, no, not these ones.
But see, it's like for that to waterfall down into these other sexualities and stuff now, it can't do that. There's no way. Like the government can try to conform to these people, but the reality is, when it comes to private areas where you're doing private things, you still need to go by the sexual gender that you were born with.
So I'm going to. Well, okay, but you said if you change your private parts,
right? And I'm saying if you were
over, right on
right, like dude,
but does that continue to cascade into medical records, right? So now you're dead shaming this person who used to be a female, right?
It can't go into medical records.
Huh?
It can't go into medical records.
Why? If you go to the ER and you say I'm a woman,
no, but that's the thing though is, you know, everyone knows the answer to that. Regardless, you go to the ER, you have to tell them, look, I was born a man, I'm currently a female. Here's my ID. This is what's happening because they're going to treat
shaming them.
You can't what?
That's dead shaming them.
How?
Once they transition, it's a whole new entity almost.
Okay, and that's fine, but that entity isn't going to save their life when they're on the fucking ER. You know, when they're in the ER with a stab wound or some shit, and they got to treat them the same way they would treat a man or the same way they would treat a woman, because there's different medications for different things, or different levels of medication per, you know, for your body and all that kind of stuff.
I think that there was a case, and I can't remember the details of it, and maybe one of you guys will remember it, but there was a woman who transitioned to a man. She went into a ER complaining of stomach cramps and things of that sort, and they treated her. They treated him like a man, right? But they never ran a pregnancy test, and she was pregnant the entire time, and that's actually what the cause was. But because she went in there and she said she was a man, they never ran that test. Do we get to the point where when Lee has a tummy ache, now he's got to get a pregnancy test?
No. I think when you go to if you go to the hospital or a doctor or anything like that, you need to disclose the gender that you were born. Simply for medical. No, it's medical reasons. It has nothing to do with how you fucking feel at that point. Tell me I'm wrong.
Lee, I'm just gonna tell you, bleeding heart liberal over here, right? You know, or as liberal on.
I know
this
you
podcast,
are. I know.
No, you're 100%. Let me be clear on that. And let me be clear. Let me make this announcement to everybody in the goddamn.
I'm gonna mute him right now. I'm gonna fucking mute him.
Just mute him.
Rick and
So Lee, what I was trying to say, and what was important here is, I understand where you're coming from. I don't know what the answer is. I think that this is something that's very complicated to try and figure out how you can do that while still giving them the freedom to be who they need to be. Because I am very pro. Be who the fuck you want. I don't care what gender. You could be a cat boy. I don't care. Whatever, dude. But like, you're right. There are situations like, what if they're in a car accident and they get rushed into the ER,
dude,
and they're treated differently, right? And they're hemorrhaging, and there's something, and it's like, well, shit. I didn't expect when I did the CAT scan to see girl parts or something. You know what I mean? Like there are situations. I understand that. I just don't know what the proper answer is.
So
the answer is
your precious CDC actually just came out a few weeks ago.
He unmuted himself, Rick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's okay.
Just came out with
he let me finish my point.
But I'm not done talking.
The CDC just came out with information a few weeks ago, not referring to pregnant women as pregnant women, and now as birthing people.
Yeah, nobody's going to do that.
There's a UCLA professor teaching medical. He was a medical professor, and he had to apologize profusely because he said pregnant women can get pregnant, and then he had to backtrack that and said, you know what,
that's a pretty old article too. Yeah, can we just kind of maybe I don't know if we're all going to agree on this, but college professors, man, there's something up with them. Like you hear nothing but weird ass stories coming from college professors across this country.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's not just about this, but there's always something where it's like, what the fuck? Like, why are you teaching that to kids? And it's okay to challenge their mind with these opinions or thoughts, but don't make it doctrine like you are. Don't make it so weird that it's an actual fucking news story. Like, I don't understand what college, like, I don't know, man. I'm glad I didn't go to UCLA.
I'm gonna tell you something here in just a second that's gonna blow your mind.
I just feel that, okay, so, you're right. Things are complicated, especially when it comes to, like, what we were talking about earlier with the bathrooms and things like that, okay?
Right.
There really is no one right answer. There isn't. But when it comes to, like, your body in a medical sense, like, you need urgent help, there is only one answer. Were you born a male or were you born a female? And I hate to break it to people, but the reality is the anatomy is different. Okay, and if you go in there telling them that you're a man, even though you were born a female, they're going to treat you like a man, and then like Duper's story, they're going to miss the whole pregnancy from the get go because they're not going to run a pregnancy test, or any of that nonsense. They're not going to do the what's the thing where they put it on the stomach? I forgot.
Ultrasound?
Yes. They're not going. They're not going to do that kind of crap.
You have not showed up to any of your kids' ultrasounds.
That's like
terrible.
You've had at least 15 tries at that.
Okay, just because I've heard the
Josh,
word a
Josh,
million times in my life doesn't mean I know what it is.
Josh.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
I'm just gonna make fun of Lee and all the ultrasounds he's been missed.
What was the
Yeah.
joke?
Huh?
That's pretty good.
So,
wait, going back to Rick and the professors, right?
Okay.
And then we'll come back around to this. We're gonna jump around a bit.
We're getting there. That's what I'm saying.
Jen Jackson, associate professor. Where is she teaching at? Syracuse University.
We talked about her, didn't we?
No. She tweeted this on 9/10/21. We have to be more honest about what 9/11 was and what it wasn't. It was an attack on the hetero-patriarchal capitalistic systems that America relies upon to wrangle other countries into passivity. It was an attack on It was an attack on the systems many white Americans fight to protect.
Wait,
Who
what?
wrote this?
It was an attack on the systems that many white Americans fight to protect.
Who wrote this?
Jen Jackson, she's a professor at Syracuse University.
College professor.
What the fuck is wrong with her?
Yeah.
Dude, right when 9/11 can even be controversial today, right?
It can't be, though. 9/11...
But it is.
It was an attack on America, and literally that day, every American knew they were fucking American.
Not true.
On 9/11, there were conspiracy theorists saying
there's always
that it was
conspiracy theorists
on 9/11.
Do you guys remember the devil face and the clouds of smoke coming out of the tower?
No,
Like,
God, I remember that.
Satan." Yeah, I remember that. I'm like,
$20 bill.
yeah.
But Tanahashi Coates in Between the Road and Me, he writes in that book, he talks about how he was in New York City when 9/11 happened, and he's got this small apartment out there, and he's watching as this whole thing is going down. He's seeing the buildings coming down, and he said because he's a black man, he cannot identify with that because that's white America falling down. There were people in this country that did not see 9/11 the same way that most of the country did, and it's becoming okay for them to speak out against it. It's kind of weird.
But see, there was people who didn't see eye to eye all across the spectrums. I'm like, it wasn't just white America that 9/11 was a tragedy.
No, it was all of America, right?
And that I guess that's my point when I say that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like what I said earlier. So yeah, there's always people that are out against things, but to sit here and sum it up as it was an attack on white America or whatever the fuck that article said, that's absolute bullshit.
Yeah, it was an attack on the citizens many white Americans fight to protect.
Mhm.
I mean, that's great. That's not a professor I want to take a class with.
No,
Nope,
absolutely
that's my
not.
thing. That's way too extreme for me, man. On either end.
But at the same time, I think she has the right to say it, right? Because we do have the First Amendment in
absolutely.
this country, and she has the right to say it. I just don't think that I would take that class, and I wouldn't support that class, and I don't know why other students.
Well, and
would take
it's
that class.
unfortunate because there's going to be a lot of people that she impressions,
right?
Who take away what she says, who probably weren't even alive during 9/11.
Yep. Well, her, yeah, she was, but the students.
No,
would
no,
not
no.
be.
I'm saying the
Right.
students.
Many of the students would not be.
People who weren't even around for that are now taking her classes, and they're going to be they're going to take away what she says and walk away with it, and they're going to have that impression for the rest of their lives.
I get what you're saying.
It's
Yeah, because
unfortunate.
they weren't there. They don't know.
As the Saki would say, let's circle back to the transgender
Yeah.
bathrooms.
Hey, also let's circle back. Hey, Greg.
Yeah, dude.
I promised the people something tonight, and you had an idea as to how they could do it.
I can. Yes. So wait, am I talking about high school bathrooms? Am I talking about?
I'm
9/11?
showing you a
Yeah, you've been
life-size
quiet tonight.
Cocosaurus.
You guys have I just let you do your serious talk. Now that I'm awake. Yeah. So for any new members, do we have any new members? But
Just anybody who watches the video.
Yeah. Oh, anybody. Oh, ooh. I didn't get that far, Lee.
Oh, okay. So anybody
We'll do
who
it next week,
watches
'cause
this
we-
video, right, all the way up until the next live stream, you have up until Sunday at 11 p.m. We'll set a time limit. Sunday at 11.
To do
Okay.
what?
To like, subscribe, share the shit out of this video, and make sure you share our audio version. Okay.
Ooh.
Once you
Thursday
do
show,
that,
too.
what's that?
The Thursday show too. Don't forget about that one.
Well, we'll do that one too.
He's talking
I'll just
about the
say.
audio one.
They have until Sunday to do this
Okay.
for these terms and conditions.
They're
If
going to
you-
hear both if they
if you
subscribe,
want
like, and share.
if you want to win a Cocosaurus Rex. Right?
Well, we should
So-
probably have done this.
I just want to finish
like,
doing it.
The first
Yeah,
2
what-
minutes, not an hour in.
yeah.
All right. Like,
So, like, subscribe, share this. Make sure you share our audio. Tune in on Wednesdays and Thursdays for the audio drops. And once you've actually shared and you've subscribed to our YouTube or Facebook, send us
Take
a
screenshots.
screenshot.
Yeah.
Greg, shut the fuck up. You failed.
Sorry.
What about
And
Spotify?
you are gonna you're gonna send
love you.
it to our email, which is takewarningpod@gmail.com. We'll make sure to put it in the description of this video and
It
on
almost
our
sounded
audio
like you
versions.
said. It almost sounded like you said-
takewarningpod@gmail.com. Okay, and then we will have a random generator pick a winner on Sunday.
wiener.
evening.
A
A
wiener.
wiener.
A wiener.
On Sunday
does
evening at
someone-
11 p.m. and we will tag you on Facebook and Instagram to make sure you know that you won. And in that case, you can send us your address and we will get you a Cocosaurus Rex, the life-size penis Tyrannosaurus who's going to come and eat your butthole.
Does the wiener get to pick the color?
They can actually.
There's many to choose from.
They can tell me red, they can tell me black, they can tell me blue, they can tell me yellow, and I'm still going to give them rainbow. It doesn't matter.
Very nice.
That
Very
was, that
nice.
one's
like it.
slightly used by Lee.
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we're gonna learn about.
It will
on
not be
Thursday.
touched by me first.
On the Thursday podcast. We'll find out where that Cocosaurus has been.
All right, guys.
So you got any final thoughts there, Josh, since you're back and it's been weeks?
I hope everybody enjoyed my 14 words I said tonight because Rick and Duper wouldn't show up this whole episode.
What the fuck? I was quiet.
I think I cut them off.
Greg, well, Lee, you did cut me off, so fuck you,
No, I tried to cut you off. I was attempting that on purpose.
you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I love you, Greg.
I love you too, dude. I mean, I was texting you. I sent you some good memes.
Yeah, they're pretty funny.
Yeah, dude. I like it. I love you too. I had other things to talk about, but I'll just talk about them at the post show because that's what that's for. That's when me and Josh get to talk. Is on the post show.
Cool.
So,
We'll see you guys there
There
then.
you go.
Be good
Hey,
people.
Greg,
Yeah, dude.
final thoughts.
I love all you fat tabulous people out there. Continue to be fat tabulous. And don't eat bacon naked. Like, share, subscribe. Lee already covered all that. And go Abs, go.
There you go. Duper.
Don't be fat tabulous out there. That's the
No,
number
be
one
fat tabulous.
That's the number one comorbidity for COVID.
And so is not
more
getting
important-
vaccinated.
More important than the vaccine is just dropping weight.
No,
and
it's
having a healthy
not.
diet.
Diabetes is healthy.
Oh dear
I mean, you're
lord.
eating.
Guys, thanks for sticking around for the full hour and
do
a
we
half of
got?
this live stream. And
It hasn't been an hour and a half, and I'm not done yet. Happy gotcha
I'm
day to
saying my
dog.
goodbye.
7 years with my dog. That's all it was. Happy gotcha day to my Copper. Go ahead.
Thanks for sticking around for the hour and a half on the live stream. And yeah, just thanks for that because that was a shit show.
Rest in peace, Golden Bell.
Bye.
There goes the mic.
All right, everybody. Thank you
Greg,
for listening. You fucking dick, dude.
Let's try and get one more out.
All right, everybody. Thank you for
Rub
listening
it out, buddy. Rub it out.
All right, everybody. Thank you for listening to the show today. Please go to takewarningpod.com where you can explore additional content on the podcast, as well as find the links to the podcast on your favorite podcast platforms. Also, please get on social media. We are on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Take Warning. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you like about the show, what your thoughts are on the show, and what you would like to see in a future podcast.
got you on my radar, it's a beauty.